Welcome back, Mountain Lions, to another episode on the Red Mountain Radio. As always, I'm your host, Brynlee and Anaya, and today we've got another sports insider for you, featuring girls badminton. However, instead of having two sports features this week, we're substituting boys golf for a special interview with our favorite news anchor, Imara Acosta from RMTV. For those of you who haven't listened in before, in this episode we'll be discussing everything surrounding high school sports by getting first-hand personal accounts from the athletes themselves. If you're curious for more, check out last week's episode, which features girls flag football and boys beach volleyball. Our first interview is girls badminton with Amelia Garner and Brynlee Griffiths. Let's take a listen to that conversation. Hey listeners, I'm here with Amelia Garner.
Hi, Brooke.
And Brynlee Griffiths.
Hey.
From girls badminton. So you guys play badminton, right? I mean, hope so. You guys are here anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. How is it? How do you guys like badminton?
It's super fun, and it's just so relaxing to play. It's not like the other super insanely competitive sports. It's just a good time.
Yeah. Why do you play badminton?
I love the team and being on it with everyone.
It's fun to hang out with friends and
Yeah.
hit a birdie around, I guess. Or a shuttlecock, however you would say it. Can you guys tell me a little bit about the rules of badminton? It's a super unique sport. Not many people play badminton. Can you guys tell me a little about them?
The goal is to hit the birdie over the net, and you don't want to hit it out or let it hit the floor on your side, basically.
It's basically like a combination between tennis and volleyball, except for completely different racket and completely different balls. Or birdie, it's a birdie instead of a ball. And so, yeah, you basically just don't want to hit it out and you don't want it to touch the floor on your side.
Yeah. I get not letting the ball touch the ground. I mean, that's like in every sport. But the birdie, that's something different. It's not a ball like in most sports. Why do you guys play with birdies and not like balls?
Well, I think it's just like the sports thing, I guess. It's just like what makes it badminton. And it's just like the way that you hit it, it's so different from a ball.
How so?
It can like, when you hit it, you can make it float, I guess.
Yeah,
And-
it glides through the air, kind of.
Like a bird.
Yeah.
Exactly. Birdie. That's probably why they named it that. Okay, so you guys are both on varsity badminton. How
Yeah.
good do you have to be on varsity badminton? I mean, that's kind of a big step up from like regular badminton, I would assume, yes?
Yeah, last year there was 5 seniors last year and 6 varsity spots. So the 5 seniors graduated, so there was 5 open spots for new players. We were both on JV last year, so we were both moved up to varsity.
Ooh, so you guys are really good.
Well, I guess we'll see today.
You guys have a game today?
Yeah, we do.
Oh,
Against Highland.
Oh, you better beat Highland.
So badminton, unlike other sports, is ranked from best to worst. So you have a number. So there's 1 through 6 of varsity, and then there's 1 through 6 JV, and then there's exhibition, which is just extra players. And then, so varsity is ranked 1 through 6.
I'm number 3.
So, 1's the best, and then 6 is, the worst. And then it's...
The worst on varsity?
Yeah.
I don't think that's
the worst on varsity. And then it's JV is 1 through 6, the best, and then the worst. And then, so it's just ranked.
Yeah, and you can challenge other players to move up on your rankings, and if you lose on the match, then you could be moved down.
So it's super cutthroat.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
What? Would not have guessed that. That's kind of crazy. Have you ever been challenged?
Yes.
Yeah.
She challenged me last year, and she won, and now she's ahead of me, so...
Yeah, last year I started on exhibition, moved up to JV, so.
Nice. So you were on JV last year?
Yeah, we were both on JV.
So exhibition players, are they usually freshmen?
I'd say it's a mix between freshmen and just people who, are more on the team just for fun and they don't try as hard.
Mm-hmm. Less serious.
Yeah.
Are you guys serious about badminton?
I think it's a fun sport, and I want to get good at it,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, I think it's...
Did you say that because your coach is listening?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and then also, our ranking, so, for our team, it's 1 through 6, and then when you play against another team, JV1 plays JV1 on the other team, or Varsity 1 and Varsity 1. So it's like that because whoever you're facing, so that they're around the same level.
And so
when you
nobody
play.
just gets to, smoke every single person.
Yeah, exactly.
That's kind of good. Yeah, because in a lot of other sports, it's kind of you're on a team, and if you get smoked, it just happens, because that's just how it is. But it's nice that you're ranked with your, ability, so that nobody can... It's always a very even playing field.
Yeah.
That's nice. So, while we're talking about the teams right now, what does the camaraderie on the badminton team look like? What do you guys kind of do to get everybody together and make it a team sport? Because I know you guys kind of play individually, but what does it look like for the team?
Well, at practice, we like to be serious, but then it's also just fun to joke around and like talk to all the other players. And everyone's just kind of like friends. And even sometimes we'll go get like food after practice or after a match or something.
Yeah, or like badminton, unlike other sports, it's like, yeah, there's a JV team, yeah, there's a varsity team, yeah, there's exhibition, but the whole team, we all practice together and we all play together, and we'll all, like, most teams, like, varsity's close and JV's close, but badminton, all the teams socialize and are together the whole time.
And is there a lot of competition between teams? I mean, obviously, if you can move up by challenging each other, there's got to be some of that.
I think it really depends on the player, because like some people, they do want to move up and they do want to get better, but then other people, yeah, they're just there for fun and they're fine with whatever spot they get.
Who coaches the badminton team?
So we have a main coach, Coach Kober, and then we have 2, like, assistant coaches. We have Coach Bryn, who's also a soccer coach, and Coach Jordan, who also coaches softball and teaches world history at Red Mountain.
So how does Coach Kober help bring the team together?
At matches and stuff, he likes to make sure that we're all there cheering for each other, so he'll like tell us to go to a person's court and watch them, and we'll all sit there and cheer for them. Even if they lose, like, we'll just kind of be there for them, so.
Help uplift each other?
Yeah.
That's super sweet. So let's shift this focus from the team to more of the individual player aspect of it all. Are you guys multi-sport athletes?
I am.
I'm not.
Oh,
I just do badminton.
well, that's okay. Badminton seems fun. Seems like a great sport to be in. But Amelia, you're a multi-sport athlete.
Yeah, I
What
am.
sports do you play?
I do cross country, badminton, and soccer.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
How do you manage all that?
Sometimes it's a lot, but I think it's just a lot of fun, and so that I like doing all of them. So I think that just helps me stay in it, and I just got to make sure that I get my homework done and am ready for tests and stuff. But other than that, it's pretty easy. I think it's fun to do all of them.
How do you manage all your work? Especially as a sophomore, you still have a lot of work.
I just make sure that when I get home from practices every day, my first step is to do my homework, and I don't do other stuff before. I just make sure that I get it all done first.
How do you manage your homework, life, practice, everything, Brynlee?
Yeah, I just try to do as much as I can in class, and then if I don't finish it, I just do it as after practice when I have time, instead of like going on my phone or like going out, just like do my homework first and then put that second.
I bet it's really rewarding, though, at the end of the day to look back and be like, wow, I did all of that. You know, that's what I'm capable of.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's nice. One question that I like to ask all the athletes that come on here, because I just think, you know, in an athlete's world, it's something that you hold really near and dear to your heart. What is your favorite after winning a game snack?
I like to go get Dairy Queen. I go get a Blizzard or, yeah.
Hit up the Blizzard.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Anything else, like fries, or is it just straight up Blizzard?
Oh, it's just a Blizzard.
What flavor do you get?
I like to get mint Oreo.
Mint?
Yes, mint.
Do you guys get a lot of dubs?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of winning and dubs, what is your favorite match that you've ever played?
I think last year, I can't remember who we played, but it was the first match, and it was just, like, so intense for me. I don't know, it was just so exciting, and I won, so that was so much fun.
My favorite game is probably just the ones that are, like, challenging and, like, close games, because you really have to work for the win, so when you do win, it's really rewarding to see, like, wow, I did that.
Put in the elbow grease for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What inspires you guys to play badminton? It's a very unique sport, not one that's quite common anywhere, and it takes a lot of effort to get into it because it's so unique. Why do you guys do this?
I love, like, the team aspect, just getting to know all the players and, like, having special bonds with all of them and being able to, like, have something that brings us closer, and just, I can't think of words right now. Just, like, makes our bond stronger and gives us something to, like, connect on.
Before we have to wrap it up, Amelia and Brynlee, there is a certain tradition on this podcast. Not sure if you guys have heard of it, had it in the last 2 episodes. This tradition, it involves some trivia. Are you guys up for trivia?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah?
ready.
Let me explain the rules. You will have 10 seconds to answer a question after I ask it. You both have to answer with the same answer. If you answer correctly, you get 3 points. And if not, you get nothing. I'll give you 3 regular questions worth 3 points and 1 bonus question worth 5 points. At the end of this season, the sport that has the most points in sports trivia will win a sports trivia bragging rights trophy. So far, cross country is on top of the pack with 9 points. Do you guys think that you can beat cross country?
Duh.
Yes.
Duh. Okay, great. Let's get to it. Our first question. The badminton birdie is also known by another name. What is it?
Shuttlecock.
That is correct. Our next question is, how many feathers are used in a traditional feather birdie?
16.
That would also be correct. You guys have 6 points on the board. If you get the next one, then that means that you are on par with cross country, and you guys have the chance to beat them. So let's see if you guys can do it. Our next question is, what is the least amount of points a player must lead by to win a badminton match?
2.
That is also correct. You guys are like in sync. So now you have 9 points. The next one is worth 5 points. If you guys get this right, you will finally be at the top of the pack, surpassing cross country and everybody else. Are you guys ready?
I'm
Yep.
ready.
Okay. The next question is, and this one is a little bit hard. You have to use your context clues. You have to bring in from your English class. The Badminton World Championships are held every single year, except on every 4th year. Why is this?
Because of the Olympics.
That is correct.
Hey.
Yay. You guys now have 14 points, which is the most of any athlete to be on this so far. So hopefully nobody surpasses you. You guys have to cross your fingers on that. I don't know. You guys might have a competitor in golf. Well, we'll see how that all works out. And so glad that you guys got them all right. That's the first time anybody's ever done that. So
Oh, yeah.
super proud. Well, Amelia, Brynlee, it looks like our time is up for today. Thank you for sharing some great insights into badminton and the world of birdies.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
thank you.
You guys seem to be super committed athletes and love your sport, which is nice. So thank you for making Red Mountain Athletics a better community to be in.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Thank you guys again for being here, and I hope you guys have a great season and win today.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.
Nice. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Everyone, that was Amelia Garner and Brynlee Griffiths from Girls Badminton. The badminton season has already started, so make sure to support your school by dropping in for a match sometime. Girls Badminton's next home game is on September 24th against the Sandra Day O'Connor Eagles at 4 p.m. Make sure to check them out. Next up, we have a slight change in plans. I know last week I said we'd be having a special on boys golf, but things happen, schedules change, and so instead, we're having our own lovely school news anchor on the pod, Imara Acosta from RMTV. Hey listeners, I'm here with one of the best people at Red Mountain, the one, the only, Imara.
Good day, Red Mountain. This is Amara, and I am on your podcast today.
So, Imara, tell us a little bit about yourself.
For one, I am a senior this year, and I am in the video production internship program, and I actually do drone work alongside with the coaches for their varsity practices as well. That is actually connected to our video production program. They're so kind enough to give us that, and I work alongside one of our other members with it. I have done multiple clubs in the past. I've been an officer and a member of FFA, and still am. I love that club as well. I've done a few AP classes. I tried. But I personally believe I would do better on an on-level and get better grades than try to do AP classes and get mediocre. But besides that, I've been in a multitude of clubs. I've done student council in junior high. I've been in plays. I try to be well-rounded, pretty much, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, busybody, I hear.
Yeah, busybody from my younger days, but now I'm kind of settled into RMTV as my full-time
You're ready to
production.
retire.
Yeah, this is the road I'm going to die on, because as executive producer of RMTV, it's very demanding, but it's so rewarding. I love doing what we do, promoting stuff for the school, in our clubs, in our classes, and being able to kind of provide a live stream for families who aren't able to make it to, like, games and our plays and musicals and our performing arts programs too. It's amazing, and I'm so glad we do what we do. So it's kind of a little bit about myself.
That's a lot, but you sound like a very well-rounded person and super involved in everything that Red Mountain has to offer.
Thank you. Well, I did do podcasts too. Sorry, I forgot to mention that.
Yeah,
I did it last year. So it's good to be back.
Mhm.
It's kind of weird being on the receiving end, actually.
Is it kind of nice, or
It's interesting.
feeling the same kind of pressure that your subjects did?
In a way, it's the same pressure, but at the same time, it feels a bit more relaxed because I'm being asked the questions, not the other way
Yeah.
around, where I have a bit more of like, oh, I have ideas of questions instead. It's a bit more, it's a free flow kind of.
Yeah,
That's the way I could put it.
for sure. Well, the reason that we have you here on the Red Mountain Radio is to talk about all of the upcoming events that I know RMTV covers, especially football games and the school play that you can stream online on the RMTV YouTube channel.
Yes, you guys should go check that out, whoever's listening.
So can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yes, so RMTV is a student-run program. And what we do is after school on our own time, we gather up all of our other students who are available for the time, and we will either set up at home or we'll travel with the football team to the away game field. And we will go and set up over there with all of our equipment, and we film the entirety of our football games, or at home we film not just football games, but we film, I know in the past we filmed baseball, we filmed in-court volleyball. I think we've done basketball as well, and we've done a bunch of performing arts such as band, orchestra, choir even, and one of our very well-known ones that we have done is we've also been doing the musicals as well that the school has produced. So we've been doing a bunch of those, and of course the iconic morning announcements. But mainly a lot of our events this coming up year, specifically for this coming up quarter, is mainly football.
Yes. Since
we have, I think, 10 games in total for the season. We've already done our first one last week with Mesa High.
Yeah,
so
you remember that? Yeah.
I do remember that. I got a headache afterwards because of how hot it was, but it was really rewarding, though, too. It was fun, and especially to get our newer members out and to kind of get a feel for everything, and seeing some of our old members, too, since they help us work with the echo equipment. So all of that has been extremely just kind of fun to relive, because it's like going back in time when I just was back here as a sophomore for my very first football game at home.
Fresh meat.
Oh, yeah, it was fresh meat, all right. I was chopped liver, and it was so surreal just kind of being back on a field again and being like, I'm gonna film a live stream again. I'm here with my other members, and I'm gonna be cameraman, and we're gonna do this. And it was so weird because I felt like if I was a sophomore again for a hot minute, and it feels weird being a senior now, being like, oh, I was once that little kid.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of weird, even though obviously sophomores are not as little as I assume, but just looking back, I feel like I was a little kid. It felt so long ago, even though it was only 2 years ago.
Yeah. So that's super interesting. You know, it's kind of like a full circle moment from, you know, a baby bird in the nest RMTV to, you know, your great big eagle soaring at the head of RMTV when you finally get to be a senior. So yeah, it's super nice.
It's kind of surreal because at the first, when I was, I think, in kindergarten, in my elementary school days, we did have a morning announcements, and I so badly wanted to do it, but I was so shy to be on camera, even if I was such a talker, which is kind of ironic. But pretty much when I was little, I so badly wanted to do it, but never had the guts to. And when I graduated, like, elementary school to go to junior high, I regretted it. I regretted never doing
Taking the chance.
Yeah.
So what inspired you to do it now as a high schooler?
For one, to get rid of stage fright, because I did do other stuff like drama club when I was in elementary school, and it gave me confidence, but after they shut down the program, I had no confidence to go out and do stuff like that. I was extremely nervous, and just like any students, I had my own anxieties and my own inner thoughts of thinking everybody hated me and I wasn't going to amount to anything. And that's a bit dark to say, but everybody has those moments. And I wanted to prove to myself that I could do something, that I can still do things that I want to do, that I thought I would pass up. And so, thankfully, one of my the older members of RMTV, Jack Rich, he's a graduated senior now, but we love and miss him. He actually helps us at our football games sometimes, too, for the Echo. And he kind of saw me just staring at all the stuff at freshman preview night when I was helping with FFA and said, hey, are you an incoming freshman? And obviously we got to talking, and he showed me the studio, and I fell in love. And sophomore year came around, I started doing behind the scenes stuff, so filming the announcements, going to live events, filming advertisements, and soon enough, somehow I found myself sat in my chair and saying Good Morning Red Mountain for the very first time.
Mountain, yeah.
That's how it pretty much happened.
That is so cool to hear kind of your little life story there. That is
my own little coming of age story. It's kind of weird to think it all started just because I stared at the RMTV booth at freshman preview night when I wasn't even supposed to be the targeted audience.
Well, be careful, because some Netflix company is gonna be like, "Yo, we can buy your story." they're gonna offer you fame, and then they're gonna turn you into a Netflix original.
Oh goodness, I
Imara
hope not.
The movie.
I would not be good for that. I'm not good at scripts at all. I mean, sure, I can read one for the announcements. I just, thinking about, like, going back to, like, acting and stuff, I don't know if I could.
Not your cup of tea?
I'm my own person. I'm my own individual. I have my moments where I'm a little cartoonish at points, but at the same time, I don't really think I'd be good trying to replicate a character very well.
Well, I'm sure you could do anything you set your mind to, Imara. I mean, especially with everything you've accomplished so far.
Thank you. It's very sweet of you. I try, but I think I prefer to stay in mainly the film aspect of it. And not, obviously, I know there's, acting in film and all that, but I mean specifically the anchor and the filming of it and the editing and the behind the scenes. I love all the stuff that we do here just because it's such a different world than, like, drama and stuff. It's very different, but I love it and it's great. So I'm glad I have this opportunity and I'm glad I've been able to reach this point in my life. It's a great place to be.
Well, all that work paid off, for sure. I can see it
you.
now. So, well, it looks like our time is coming up for today. Imara, thank you so much for indulging our interest about RMTV. And, hopefully we'll have you back on the pod someday to give us, that Remember the Titan speech. Go out there, you can do this for everybody. Yes.
Well, thank you for having me.
I hope you have a great day, and thank you so much for being our anchor, because we love seeing you every morning.
Oh, thank you. And I hope to be on the podcast more often once I start having you be anchor too.
Oh, gosh.
Don't worry, I'll help you. I'll help you with that.
Yeah, I'm
but
not
you did
worried.
Great.
Yeah,
we got
Imara.
Last time.
Yeah, Imara at the head of the ship. What could go wrong?
Thank you.
All right. Well,
it was a pleasure to be here.
Have a good day. Thank you.
You as well. Have a good day, everyone.
That was great to hear from our mountain lion athletes and our special guest from RMTV. Well, listeners, that's it for this week's episode. We heard some great stories and got great insight on badminton with athletes Amelia Garner and Brynlee Griffiths, and it was cool to hear about RMTV with Imara Acosta. Coming up next week on the Sports Insider, girls volleyball and swim and dive. Tune in next week to get the full scoop on both of these sports. Thanks again for tuning in to Episode 3, Season 4 of the Fall Sports Insider, featuring Amelia Garner, Brynlee Griffiths, and Imara Acosta. Thanks to them for joining me today. You can follow us on Instagram at REDMTNRADIO, Red Mountain Radio, to receive updates on episode drops and fun behind-the-scenes insights. I'm your host, Brynlee Anaya, and thanks again for joining me on this Sports Insider episode. Today's episode was written by Brynlee Anaya. Our directors are Brynlee Anaya and Connor Sampson. Our producers are Mr. Kelly from RMTV, Brynlee Anaya, and Connor Sampson. Our sound engineer is Connor Sampson. Thanks to Connor Sampson for mixing and editing the sound. Thank you to our special guests for this episode, Amelia Garner, Imara Acosta, and Brynlee Griffiths. And last, but certainly not the least, thanks to you, listener, for tuning in today. Your support is what keeps us making episodes. This was Season 4, Episode 3 of the Sports Insider on badminton and a special feature from RMTV by the Red Mountain Radio. It's getting a little bit less cringe, I think.